Hello. Welcome to my living room, kitchen, office area. Okay, really though. I don't, this video isn't gonna go anywhere, so I don't know why I'm so nervous. Or maybe it is, I don't know. So, I love Amanda Palmer. I've loved Amanda Palmer since I was 16 or 17 years old. Back when she was touring with the Dresden Dolls. Unfortunately, when she was on her real tours with the Dresden Dolls, I wasn't able to see her because I was younger and I didn't really know that I could, and I wasn't really as into bands and concerts and musics back then. So, but even as my interest in music has like waned in and out of focus. I've still always, followed Amanda Palmer and been interested in all that she does or is doing. And so I discovered today that the reason that I love Amanda Palmer, and, I do, appreciate all of her music and art and everything, and it's great and it's good, but it's exemplary of what she is. Love hot coffee. It is that she, I have this theory that you can travel the world, you can go to all these different places, you'll find all of these cultures, similar, but ultimately the same. Everyone's doing the same thing all around the world. And I think that is, it would be interesting to explore different cultures. My girlfriend's calling me. But what I really want, I think that the worlds that are beyond what that is getting to know the worlds in between individuals. You know what I mean? Every human being is a universe, and how can I do that? How can I explore the universes all around me if I am, too shy, too afraid to talk to people? I have this idea that I used to be better at talking to people or something. I don't know if that's the case or not, because all that really happened now is that I don't know. I used to have people that I talked to every day, but really, how am I different from who I was? I don't know, but that leads me to this desire that I have to, I'm kind of even nervous about talking about it, but I have this feeling that is sharing about I guess coming together with people and discovering that they are outside what you would typically categorize yourself as. People that will not break, because that sounds painful, or maybe that's just my idea that sounds painful, but to alter what I expect from each and every human being, to be in perpetual intrigue. I think that is what I want. What would give me purpose in life is to be able to get to the point where I'm in situations enough to have people blow my mind. I want my mind to be blown, and I want to blow other people's minds just by existing. And I just want people that are existing just as they are, and that's just the thing. It's just like, how can I do that and also feel safe? How can I feel all of these expectations and all these boundaries? How can I feel them fall down and also be safe? Because I do believe that there's people in the world who don't pose any threat. There are people in the world who don't pose threat, who can alter my mind or alter expectations. And I'm sure there's people that I can alter the mind of other people, or maybe that's what I'm already doing. I don't know. Or it would be ideal. I mean, that is what I want. I like to make people put down their curtains of expectations and kind of see just the physical outline of a human being and an experience. I don't want people to have expectations based on categories that we've created as a society. I don't want there to be any reference points. I just want to be a human experience, and I want to experience other people who are also having a human experience. Because I don't know. It appears at times, there's people at my job who they have all of this not gregarious, but like sociality intermixed with each other. And I know that there is intrigue in every person, but it's like not everyone wants to go that deep. Everyone is really light and casual. At the same time, I also crave that familial bond that there isn't any expectations, because you can rely on that person. You know what I mean? So on one hand, I'm wanting all of this familiar energy that brings me a lot of joy and banter. And on the other hand, I want to reach out and touch someone in another world. And I want them to want me to touch them. And I want them also to want to touch me. Staying platonic here, people. Staying platonic. But yeah, I imagine that in my previous life inside this life, before I was this person as of 2 years-ish, I imagine that I was able to see how intriguing and amazing people really are. And somehow that kind of fell by the wayside when I chose the belief that people are scary. People are a threat. People don't care about me. You know what I mean? Like, so how can I find mutualness? And at the same time, every day I still struggle knowing which way my feelings are bringing me. I mean, ultimately, my feelings are going to push me in the direction that is right. You know, they're feelings because they're leading you in the right direction. I don't know if that made sense, but yeah, like, when am I going to be able to trust my feelings? You know, I went through a lot of experiences where I felt I didn't feel, you know, it's like I came to some weird growth, not weird growth, normal growth, but a growth. It's growth because it's new, and I came to see people in a different way. You know, I had these expectations of them. I had this idea that people could like see farther than me. And you know, that's true. There's tons of people who have more sight per se. And I don't know. And I thought maybe if I respected that, then I would be safe. But it's really not the case. I mean, like, you can't be focusing on power all the time, and you can't be focusing that alone. You know, some people have more sight than others. You know, that person has a lot of sight, so I'm going to put them in that category. Now, people have that just a little bit, so I'll put them there. And like that in itself is categorizing, and it's just so contradicting to put something such as sight, which is such a free, boundless, universal way, into categories. You know? And so basically what I'm getting down here is that yes, I do feel things are missing from my life, and I feel that is you know, it's the same as what everyone else is looking for, and that's connection. You know, it's when we have to hold it all up ourselves. Does it feel too much? And especially in America, you know, we have a hard time connecting to one another, but I don't know. Everyone's always looking for people similar to them. I don't know. Okay, let me just get down to the point here. So, the same people that I feel caused my whole mental break, the whole psychosis, the whole shebang, the schizophrenia, the crazy hearing things, seeing things, losing my mind, debilitating, screaming shit, I feel like they're, like, this is me, and I feel like they're right here. And I feel like they tend to be on my mind a lot. And it's like there is a them-shaped hole in me. And maybe there is, you know, wouldn't it be cool if, like, they weren't malevolent and there was good in the universe and people are good, but feel like realistically I still have the belief that they're scary. And I know that it's a belief. And I want to be in a place where that belief in itself, you know, that whole belief system wasn't there. Either I'll become blissful to it, basically. That is my goal, really. I've made such huge strides in my life lately, and I'm in a place where I never would have expected myself to be in this amount of time. You know, I thought I was screwed forever, you know, and kind of just like accepting that I wasn't going anywhere instantaneously really helped. And it helped me forget. Becoming present, really. I have this idea that sometimes if you recognize that there's pain, like when you're in the hospital and you're like have a broken leg or something's fucking wrong with your insides and people don't know what's wrong with you and you're in the hospital and all that, you know, what are you going to do? You're going to fight to get out of bed? You can't, because it hurts. And so if you name it and you name that this is a time for healing and repair and all that, you kind of sink back and say, okay, this is the healing place. I'm in the hospital right now. You know, I'm allowed to nap. I'm allowed to sleep. You know, people will regard me as someone who needs this because I'm in a hospital, and that's what people do here, because I'm in a bed. So yeah, for a while there, I was accepting that, you know, that horrible mental state was going to be a part of my life and not changing it. So I guess right now what I need to focus on, if I'm ever going to get to that place, is that I'm shy. I am not like Amanda Palmer. I am... People are, you know, maybe I'm still in a healing place. I do things because I have to, not because I want to. But that's only because I want to continue to be comfortable here. Being comfortable, that's what I want to accept, you know? Being comfortable. It just like makes me feel like, oh God, no. Because to be comfortable is to be dead, right? Right? I mean, but yeah, that's what's going on right now. I'm going to accept that right now. Don't really want people in my life. Maybe one day, but right now I am enjoying being a hermit. I'm enjoying being a recluse. I'm enjoying having my dog as my best friend. I'm enjoying being an athlete. I'm enjoying planning some sort of reciprocal, safe life that will bring me income and respect and rapport from others. And I enjoy, you know, living with my girlfriend. You know, I enjoy toying with the concept of marriage. I say toying because I'm just not the person that would ever get married ever. But because we've never lived together like a couple like this, it kind of feels like a marriage, so it's weird. I like toying with that. I like accepting that I don't know anything and I don't have any control. And you know, it's funny because I quit smoking pot February of 2015. Haven't smoked pot since. I love smoking pot. I really do. I freaking love smoking pot. But yeah, I couldn't do it anymore. It's not something conducive for me. You know, whatever my mind tries to tell me, I know that it's not a good choice because I've been there and I've done that and I don't need to do it anymore. You know? I'm the kind of person that once I start, I'll make any excuse to keep going with it. I.e., caffeine, alcohol. Alcohol being the example I'm coming up to right now, and I have to end in a second. I have to call Courtney back. Alcohol, like, I don't necessarily have a drinking problem. Okay, I have a drinking problem. I drink whenever I feel like I need to decompress because I can't deal with whatever is going on. You know, and I drink because I thought that's what people did at the end of the day every day. I think that's what people do. That's what everyone does at the end of the day is they drink. And if anyone ever wants to have a good time, they drink. Whenever I want to have a good time, I think about alcohol. You know? So yeah. So, and then I discovered that, wow, I don't want to be I am discovering that I am a part of these beliefs. I am not, you know, I am sick with culture, you know? I'm sick with the idea that something can take me away from what I'm experiencing. The real kicker was my mom growing up. My mom has a drinking problem. She does. She is probably an alcoholic. She has cirrhosis of the liver. Apparently it's hereditary, but, you know, drinking doesn't help. You'd think someone who had cirrhosis wouldn't drink alcohol, but she's drinking alcohol right there. Sign of alcoholism. It's like the universe screaming at her, "You have alcoholism." And she's like, "No, I don't. It's hereditary." And I'm like, "You're stupid." But then I'm just calling myself stupid. So the other day, I've been drinking a few nights in a row because I was going through a lot of change, and Courtney approached me because she found a bag of empty, like, tiny bottles of, like, whiskey, which is, like, the strongest stuff I could find. So I just, like, I just like to drink to get the job done. I don't really like to sit down and enjoy it. I'm just like, binge. So she found my binge stash. And immediately I'm just, like, angry, defensive, you know? And she approached me about it. She's like, "I wish you would stop." And I'm like, I got angry and defensive, and I expressed the anger and defense, and she, like, was, like, backing off, and I realized I was replaying my childhood, How many times have I approached my mom about the drinking and her reacting in the same defensive way, you know? And right there, I just, like, stopped, and I'm like, oh my God, I am exactly what I don't want to be. So, yeah. I'm just like, I can't be that person. I can't. This can't go on. I refuse to become that person that did that to me as a child. And it's just like, it felt great to realize that, but it also sucks because it means that I am exactly like my parents. And I feel like everyone is to a point. I don't know. That's only if they choose to. I choose not to be like my parents. That's the whole point here, is that I love my parents. You know, there's nothing wrong with them, and I'll choose all the stuff that I like about them, and I'll keep them with me. And, like, for instance, my dad likes to preach a lot. I don't like to preach. I like to talk. And I like to be interesting, and I don't know. Ooh, whoa, oh man, here comes a vomit of hereditary deliciousness. So my dad likes to uplift and inspire. I like to uplift and inspire. Does it get repetitive? Yes, it does. But that's only because I've lived with him, and I don't know. Those things like that, like, how do I reverse that? It's like, I don't know. And my mom's a great person. What I've always wished for her is that she would take control of her health. Real time. No smoking, no drinking. It's pretty much it. You know, like, she is so aware of these habits that she's sanctioned them into medicinal parts of her day. But she still doesn't stop them. And I, as a child, crying for her to please can take control of her life. She never would. Because she never wanted to admit to being weak. So I realized that I have to admit to that. And I have to do it. And I have to stop drinking. And I know the feeling that I'm going to get because I stopped smoking weed. And I love weed. And I did it. You know, I went this long. And it feels great. It feels great to know that I have the control to not to do something that I really wish I could. You know, it gives me a real sense of empowerment. And I'm like, And I know I can feel the same way with drinking. You know, imagine a year from now. Yeah, I haven't drank in a year. But, like, it's like, because I'm not, like, a major alcoholic, will the feeling feel as real? You know, like, how long do I have to go? The thing with alcohol is that I have to go longer than what I've done with weed because to have the same feeling. So really, the idea that I can quit for a year isn't that big of a deal because I don't drink that much. But 2 years sounds crazy. No, wait, hold on. What would make it an accomplishment? 10 years. 10 years sounds amazing. 10 years sounds there. 10 years. I feel like I need to get that date tattooed on me. November 12th, 2026 would be the day when it would have been 10 years since I stopped drinking. I can do that, and really I have to call my girlfriend back, so this has been great talking to you. Talk to you later. Bye.